Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending this webinar during the market hours. And one of the reason we thought of keeping this during market hours is so that we can make this more interactive and to understand the things better with regards to how you can use the watch list and the things that you can do within the watch list by creating alerts as well as set up actions. So let me start giving you some information about how exactly you can use the watch list to begin with. There are two types of indicators that you can add. One is based on the bar data as well as technical indicators. Apart from that, you can also get the setup actions created based on the live data that is coming. Okay. So now let me show you when you open the watch list, this is how you can look at it, where you can add different columns that you want. Okay, so suppose I put open, high, low, previous close, volume, open interest. All these are level one data, which means this data is coming from the broker directly to your platform. Okay, this has nothing to do with the history data. Okay, so now you can create a lot of alerts based on this. So one of them, which is very, very popular among the users, is knowing what is open high and open low. Okay. So for this, you don't need any historical data to be seen because you want to know what is the open high and open low. In this, I have put 50 symbol of Nifty, and I'll be hopefully working on those symbols. And maybe if necessary, we will, when we go to derivatives, we will also look at some of the derivative symbols as well. So let us see how we can create a strategy or a setup action for open high and open low. Okay, so it's very simple. You just go to the setup actions. Okay, and there are two options available. One is filter condition and creating. Second is actions. Filter conditions, you can have only one filter condition. Inside that filter conditions, there could be many conditions that you can add and refine your search to what you really want to watch. Okay, this is one option that you have. It will not create any alerts, but it will automatically filter your watch list. So let's look at something based on open high and open low itself. Like suppose I want to create a filter condition. I click here add. I go to open is equal to low. Okay, and I enable this, I will get the symbols having open is equal to low. Okay, so you can see that open is 3567.45, low is also same. For these are the four symbols that we got. Okay, now if I click, I have an option of adding and or condition. Now if I add and condition, obviously nothing will match, so we'll have to use or condition. And again we will look at open is equal to high. This will give you a list further added. So in this case, we got one more symbol, I think, which is of TCS. So we can see this, that your watch list is filtered to this. Okay. Once I show some of the conditions, some of the things that this thing, and then I will ask you to unmute, or if you can raise your hands and ask you to unmute, and we will try to work around the strategies or the alerts that you want to create based on your conditions, and we will try to show them. Okay, so this is a filter condition. Now, if you, again, you can add any technical indicators to this and also further filter it by adding and or condition. So if you understood this part of it. So if yes, you can say yes to yes on the chat box. If not, we can always you can always ask questions later, or I can ask you to unmute. You can raise your hand and ask me to unmute you so that you can ask your question. Anybody has a question so far? Okay, so I don't see anyone has raised hand, so I will proceed further. Okay, so the next question is how exactly we can create alerts for these conditions, or how I can make my watch list very, very interactive for my strategy. So I will go out, remove the filter option, Okay, now I can see all the symbols that are available. Okay, now I go to condition, creation of condition. So there are, again, I will do for open high. So I create a name open high, and I give the condition open is equal to high. So once I do that, okay, I have an option to do lot of tasks out here. One is creating a message, creating a sound alert, creating coloring the cell and coloring the row. And then there are other conditional options for you to place orders. We'll come back to that later. Okay. Let us try to add a color to the high value or something like that. Or maybe we do coloring a row itself. Okay. So what we do, we click on coloring row. Okay, and we will make the text as white, and since it is a bearish signal, so I will use the red color. Okay, and do this. So what happens is all the conditions that are meeting this will have a row which is a red color. You can see this. Okay, so now if I enable this filter, okay, I will be able to see that this particular symbol has a red color. Okay, so I will disable the filter again. Okay, and I will go to another condition. I will go and add open is equal to open low, and I will select the condition open is equal to low, and in this case I will color the row again, and in this case I will use white color text and blue color background and enable, so I get to see the rows which is having open is equal to high. So this is one of the way to do it. You could even do coloring a cell also, but I think you would like to see that as bullish or bearish stocks that you would like to track, so you can do this. So again, now you can go to setup condition again, and I filter this again. So you see now your watch list is filtered to see only the symbols that you would like to see based on your strategy. Okay. So now again, go back to this, and probably I want to know whenever a new high or a new low is made. Okay. So let's do new high, for example, and I go here, add a condition. The condition is simple. The logic is that whenever a last is equal to high, a new high is made. So when I click on last price is equal to high, okay, a new high is made, and I would like to add a message to this. So I click on message, enable this and apply. So whenever now a market makes a new high in any symbol, you will get a alert. So alert will be updated under alert log. Okay. So let me open the alert log. So you get to see the alerts here. Okay. Now let the alerts come in. I think there are none of them are making new highs at the moment. So again, let's go and add another condition where I want to see when a new low is made. New low, I add a condition. So you can see a new high is made in HDFC Bank. Let us do that. Last is equal to low, and add a alert message. I can, it is not necessary that you have to have only one alert. You can have different things. I can also add another alert, which is probably coloring a cell for high or low column or any column that I want to. Okay. So you can do that. It is not restricted to only one kind of setup action. So again, apply, enable this, apply changes. Now I get to see that whenever a new high is made, okay, I get to see a alert available on the alert log. Now what I can do is I can have the chart opened out here. Maybe we'll do it at the bottom because I want more time, more space at the on top. Okay, so I create a chart here. Okay, that's good enough, I think. Okay, so let's do this way. I have a chart here. Okay, and I can symbol link this color to say yellow to this alert log. Okay, and I can also do it for watch list as well. So now what happens is whenever I see an alert, I want to see why the alert is coming. So very clearly, it is HDFC Banking and bank is making a new high. Okay, so that is why the alert is coming. So you can be alerted to take whatever action you want to take. I don't know about right now. I'm not looking at giving any strategy as such. I'm just showing you how to create alerts. So if you click on Bajaj FinServ, again, that was also making a new high. Okay. So this is one type of an alert that you can create. So okay. So again, now there is, see now again a new low is made in BPCL. So you can see that there is a new low alert is coming here. Okay. So let's look at some of the alerts that we want to create. We now looked at open high and open low. There were some questions on the chat regarding certain type of alerts that we want to create. One is about multi-time frame alerts as well as based on past data. Now, what alerts that you created so far are based on the live data only, which is available from these columns. Okay, these columns must be sometimes, at least at the time of opening the market, these columns has to be on your watch list. Maybe after that, you can probably remove them, and those alerts will continue to be alerted. So no problem. Okay. So now let's add a indicator, say for example, now you can see here, if you want an alert, say for example, you want to see last three highs are broken. Okay. Last consecutive three highs are broken. Okay. So what you need for this is you need a bar data. So these are the data that you can add, which will also fetch historical data for you. Okay. So for example, let's look at adding the high value. So when I add a high, now it shows me what kind of a high I want to see, right? So I can do 1 minute here, okay, right now. And I think it's better I do 1 minute so that I can show how exactly the alerts can come in. Maybe there are better chances of 3 bar highs are broken. Okay. So let me create an alert based on this line. So now I go to setup action again. So I'll say 3 high break or something like that. Okay. So now what I do is I want to create high 0. So now if I go to click create, I have an indicator called high here. Okay. So I use this high, not the high of the day. Okay. So what I am going to do is I'm going to look at say high. Okay. 1 minute high. So what is the 0 means? 0 means the current bar that is running. So if it is right now at 10:45, so 10:45 to 10:46 is equal to 0 bar. Okay. Now I want to compare whether this high is greater than the high of a previous bar. So what I do, I go and make it offset as 1. So now one condition is that now this particular condition is looking for a high of the current bar high is greater than the previous bar high. So now I want to create a condition of 3 consecutive highs, right? So I'll just go and add another condition. So, okay, where this high is greater than, sorry, high indicator, sorry. Now I am looking for a previous high should be greater than 2 bar back high. So I just go back to here and add 2 bar. Okay. Again, I'll add another condition. Again, this high should be 2 bar high should be greater than high of 3 bar. Okay. So now it is a condition where I will be looking at whether the market is breaking a new high with the condition. So I can add a message here again. Okay. And apply. Enable this, apply. Now I'm not sure whether, see, you can see here that one alert is coming where last three highs are broken. You can see this is the previous bar, this is the bar prior to that, and a bar prior to that. Everywhere the high is broken. This high has broken the last three highs. So hope this is clear. So this is how you can create an alert. So whenever you see such an alert, like you can see UPL, you can see Dr. Reddy. Once again, Dr. Reddy. Okay, so I'm having a 5-minute chart. So sorry, I need to look at 1-minute chart. So you can see that last three bar high was broken out here. New interval has started now. So I've just put a very small interval because for you to understand, because otherwise I won't be able to create an alert in such a short period of time. And I'm not sure whether it will trigger in this particular time. So that's why I put 1 minute. So you can create alert based on that. Another alert that you can create is multi-time frame alert. Okay, wherein we look at probably two SMAs. For example, I add simple moving average SMA as an indicator. And while choosing here, I will be looking at say 20 SMA for hourly chart. So on a closing basis, hourly chart, 1 hour chart. Okay, I add the SMA of 1 hour bar. At the same time, I will add another indicator SMA for 1 day bar. So I want to see a symbol, same 20 SMA. You can add any period you want to. Okay, and I apply this. So now I have the values of 20 SMA of 1 hour as well as 20 SMA of daily. Okay. Now what I want to see, I want to probably create a filter condition, or I want to create a alert itself. So let's do filter condition, wherein I want to see those symbols having a high greater, I mean last price greater than SMA on the hourly chart as well as SMA of daily chart. Okay, so let's go to setup action. As I told you, I cannot have more than one filter. So I will remove this and add a condition here where last greater than. You can do cross above also, okay, and because cross above may not happen. So that's the reason I'm showing you here. So SMA. Now here you have an option again to whether you want to see this data based on the current bar data or based on the closing basis. So if you want the last to be seen only once when the closing happens, then you make this offset as 1, which means that it will not scan for alerts unless and until the candle closes. When the candle closes, it will check for the condition. Otherwise, it will not check for the condition. Okay, so I make it 0 for now, and I also want to see last greater than SMA daily bar. Okay, and I enable this and see what happens. So I see a lot of symbols. One second. So I think all the symbols are above the 20-day and this thing. So let's do one thing. Let's do something which is a smaller interval. So let's do to SMA instead of 1 hour, we put say 15 minutes, and we will see whether the conditions are meeting for all the things. So now go back to setup action, enable this. So now you have only 38 symbols, okay, out of the 50 symbols matching the criteria where the price is greater than 1 day, 1 day SMA of daily SMA of 20 and also on a 15-minute interval about 20. Okay. So this is how you can make the filtering. So let's try to add the indicators here. So we have a 15-minute chart, and also we will add a duplicate this and add daily chart as well. And let's look at this 1 month daily chart. Maybe we'll do this 1 year and add a SMA indicator 20 close. Okay. And here also we will add a SMA indicator. So one thing I want to check here what I've taken. Okay. Okay. So now, okay, let's look at it. These are the symbols that are meeting both the criteria. So you can see that the daily price is above the 1 day SMA, and even the 15-minute bar is also above the SMA. Okay, so this is how you can create multi time frame indicators as well. Okay, so again, now you can, instead of creating a setup action, you can instead of creating a filter, you could have created a action also here. Okay, wherein you want to get an alert whenever such an event occurs. Okay, so here this is not so important, because I think this kind of alert should be in the filter rather than an alert, because here we are looking at only above. Whereas if you're really looking at cross above, cross below, then probably an alert is or a set of action would be a better thing to do. Okay. So this is one of the conditions that we can do. If you have any questions regarding what type of an alert that you are looking at, probably you can add it on the chat box, and then I will try to create an alert of that size type. So yeah, one Ritvik is asking, okay, good. Take the add indicator and look at closing price. Okay, and closing and opening. Okay, so you have a close price. Okay, you add another for open price. Okay, so we have open price and a close price. Again, we need to select 5-minute interval. Okay, and again I do 5-minute interval. So now I have the data of 5-minute open and 5-minute close. Okay. So what you can do in this case is, the alert is very simple. I just go here, create an alert, set up condition. I create an action, 5 bar, 5 positive candles. Positive candle. Okay. So I go here, add a condition. What I need to do is close should be greater than open. Okay, one condition. This is for the current bar. So this qualifies the first bar. So I have to do this for last 5 bars. So I go here, close should be greater than open. But here I'm using offset 1, 1, which means I'm comparing whether the previous bar also was close greater than open. So again, add another condition where I go here, close greater than open, and here I'll choose 2 bar back. Okay, so I again do it, close greater than open. Here I'll choose 3 bar back. Okay, and I think let's do for 3 bars. There is a possibility that it may not happen in all the symbols. So let's try to restrict this to 3 bars. Maybe we'll name it as 3 bars only. Okay. So that we have some result to show. Okay, enable this. Okay, I didn't add a condition action. So I want a message, or I want to see a coloring of a cell. Okay, coloring of a cell, and I want to color what kind of a cell I want to color. So I can probably color maybe the symbol itself. Okay, okay, symbol name itself. Okay, or I can do that. So I'll just enable symbol color itself. So now I get all the symbols having 5 minutes. 1 second. So when I enable this, let's have a color which is say green maybe, and text as white. So all those symbols meeting criteria will have a symbol color turn into I don't see any of them that are happening right now. So let's reduce to two symbols, 2 bars, and whether we see any positive bars. I don't see any of the symbols happening here. 5-minute bar. Okay, let's do 5-minute bar. No, none of them are having consecutive bars. So see, I found something on the cell side. I mean, on the something on the cell side I saw. So I don't see any candles matching this condition. Okay, so that's why there is no alert is shown. Okay, so there is a JSW steel. 1 second. Oh, there's 3 high breaks. Sorry. Okay, so this is how you can. I think I don't see it right now, but yes, you can create this. Is how we can do it. Okay, how to make a gap up, gap down alert. Okay, very simple. Again, you have to have a high price, as well as you need a high price of the previous day and a open price of the current day. Okay, to get a and no sorry low price of the current day. Okay, and both should be above greater than this thing. So the condition is very simple for this. Okay, so you have the you need to add high price. Okay, whichever of the previous day. So we need a high bar high of a previous day. So I put a daily bar, 1 day, apply. Okay, and I need a low of the daily chart. So I click on low, and while adding here, I do low as well, day and low. Okay, now to create an alert like this, let's go to the filter itself. So it will be easier for us to know what exactly matching that criteria. So let me go here. I'll add a condition where the high, the current day low should be greater than high of a previous day. And if it meets, it is called gap up opening. Okay. So these are the symbols having a gap up opening. Let us look at a daily chart of Bajaj Finserv. So you can see here that the high was 1660.50 and the low here was 1662.15. So there is a gap. Okay. So these are the symbols having a gap up opening. Okay. So, okay, the next question is, I think I've covered gap up, gap down alert. Maybe if you have any questions, you can ask later. Again, can we combine OI and volume scanner? Yes, you can add volume and OI scanner, no problem. Okay, so let's do that as well. So for that, probably we need a different watch list. I think of the future symbols. So let's add a watch list of future symbols. Say future first month. Let's do Bank Nifty. That'll be easier. Lesser symbols. No, sorry. Let's do IFL first month, next month, near month. Let's see futures. Let's reduce this list to say maybe 20, 30 symbols. Okay, just for now. Otherwise, there will be too many symbols to manage. So you want to add, you want an alert which is based on volume scanner as well as OI. Okay. So now, okay, I'll ask you to unmute so that you can ask your question in detail. Probably I will have a better idea about what kind of a condition. Okay, you can talk now and ask me a question. I allowed you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just wanted, because you had already created a OI scanner which I am using. Okay.
Okay.
This, can we add a condition saying that only a high volume stocks, like which is trading very in a high volume base, very high call, high volume.
That's fine. There's no problem as such. But the issue is that high volume according to what price interval, that is what you need to know.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. So, okay. So it's very simple. You add a volume bar. You can see this is a bar data.
Okay.
So you're looking at bar data, volume. Okay. I'm adding a volume. When I'm adding a volume, I also get a volume total as well as the moving average of that.
Okay.
Okay. So I can add a moving average instead of moving average 21. I can probably you can decide whatever you want. Okay. So again, you made a 5-minute interval. So you want to see, like say you want only a moving average of 40 should be broken, for example, to see a real big volume. Okay, or 20 should be broken. No, I'll make it 20 here. Okay, and a 5-minute interval. Okay. So now what you can do is you have an open-ended alert anyways. Okay. So you want to see the symbols having a volume, okay, greater than the average volume of last 20 bars.
Okay.
So it's simple. Now you can filter this watch list. Okay. Go to filter, setup action. I'm just showing you filter right now because you can do a lot of things, but I'm just showing filter because I can probably identify it easily. Okay. So I want a volume greater than average volume of 20 days, right? 20 bars. Okay.
Yeah.
So I get it. Only one symbol I get, which is 19 is the volume. Average volume was 10.
Okay.
Okay. So the same watch list that you have of open interest, you can filter it, add another 2 columns for volume. Okay. And you can filter it so that you don't need to look at all the symbols that are probably not relevant for you at all in your trading decisions.
Yeah, that's right. That's actually that's an actual thing I'm looking out for, because I have an AMI broker. Because I'm using AMI broker also. If I get the same thing, I probably will not use AMI broker also, because I scan the stocks over there. So
okay. Yeah. So in our case, see, I'll tell you what ours is right now. It's a system level scanner. Okay. So one thing you have to be keeping in mind that you cannot scan for like probably 500 symbols at a time. Okay. You cannot add a symbol, like, there will be number restriction on how many symbols you can add it in a watch list, and you can access the live data. So ideally, we don't recommend, that's why we not added the entire 500 symbol. If you add 500 symbol, it will have to download 500 symbols data. You understand? Historical data. It's not easy. AMI broker has a data on the system itself. Okay. Whereas everything in our platform comes from server.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
So downloading that kind of a data for 500 symbol is not feasible. So I think up to 100 to 150 symbols is
No,
fine.
actually, I am using future symbols. I'm not using the rest of the things.
Correct. Even then, there are 200 future symbols,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's also a big one, a big list actually, if you look at it. Okay. So maybe you can filter it to something and see what you can do. So that is one of the things.
So I can select the stocks and make it a filter.
Yes, we are working on a server side screener also. Once that happens, you don't have to worry about your resources used on your computer. It will be all done from the server side and send the data to you. Okay. So then there is no problem of number of symbols that you want to use. Okay.
Okay. And one more point, Roshan, I just wanted to put across. Can we see the top gainers and losers in the software?
No, we don't have this. See, for this you need a server side screener. Okay. Okay, you can create within your watch list top gainers and losers, probably based on future stocks. I can probably create that. That shouldn't be an issue. Okay, which you can also.
If you can create that, would be better because that will be helpful. Like top gainers and losers.
See, I'll tell you why. Why we do not want to create that using the local watch list is for the simple reason that if you consume 200 symbols for futures, now if you start opening option chain, okay, probably you would have exhausted the limit allowed by the broker.
Okay.
You understand?
So there's a problem.
Okay, that is the problem. So we are going to come up with a server side scanner. Okay, when that happens, you don't have to worry about the symbol list. It will only show once only, and then you'll have to refresh it every now and then to see the new list. Okay. So no resources will be used. So you can auto update that every 3 seconds, 3 minutes or 1 minute or whatever. Okay. But it will be a server side. You will not get to see the updated symbols updating after that. It will be a static scanner, but you will get the data. Okay. So you will be able to scan it every 1 minute, every 15 minutes, every 10 minutes, or whatever you want to. Okay. But those kind of scans you can create, you can name them, you can probably you can share it with your friends or somebody on our groups also. So your scanners, you can share it also. So that is what we are in the process of doing it. So that will take. I cannot tell you when it will be available, but that is our logic of this thing. So this will not apply to your symbol conditions, like the symbol restrictions. Okay. Okay, so I think this is clear to you, right? So
thank you.
Okay, so Raj is asking RSI for 2 time frame, please. Yeah, same thing, exactly how I showed you for SMA. You can do it for 2 time frame. You add the RSI symbols, RSI indicator for 2 different intervals, and you will have the data. So okay. So you can do it for 2 intervals. So you'll have this particular data and you can create alert condition like that. Just like how I did it for moving average. Okay. Okay, I think we have very limited questions. So I would like, if anybody has a specific question, you can raise your hand and I'll ask you to ask that question so I can show you. Okay, Raj, you can ask your question.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Raj.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, there's RSI question, sir. Sir, for RSI multi-time frame, you showed that 14 RSI 9 and 14 M9 for 5 minutes, sir.
Yeah, so you add additional. You MA is not necessary. Unless you're using MA, you can hide this MA. Okay.
Okay.
You can go and add another one. So add now. I don't know which one is this. So I put it for 5. So this is 1 minute. Okay. What RSI you want? You tell me. I think
5 minutes.
Add
and
a
15
RSI
minutes,
of 5 minute. Okay. So you get a RSI of
another
5
one
minutes.
Is,
okay.
Another one is 15 minutes. Huh?
Okay. RSI. Again, add an RSI. Okay.
Okay.
It will again show you this thing. While using RSI, you always use all available data. Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir. Fine.
Make it 15 minutes. Okay. And you have this data again. Now, again, both shows you a moving average also. You hide that moving average. You don't need this. Okay.
Yes, sir. Not yet, sir.
Okay. It will be hidden. It will not be shown here. Now you create a condition just like how you created RSI,
So,
you want both RSI should be above 65, for example. Okay.
okay.
So automatically your watch list will be either create an alert or filter it to show the watch list.
So, can you show one condition, sir? Above 70 like that I can show, sir. Just one condition.
Yeah, so let's do this. Let's to add a condition. Okay.
Okay.
Go to setup action. Let's
Okay.
do filter only. Okay. Let's do filter only.
Okay.
In the filter, because I will be able to show you whether it's coming or not. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yes, sir.
RSI of 5 minutes greater
Okay.
than, say, let's do
Yes, sir.
65. Say 70. Okay.
70, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And you want an RSI of a 15 minute above 65, because I'll be able to show that because I can see the condition there.
Okay, sir. Fine.
RSI, for the sake of right now, you can make it both 70 also, but I'm for the sake of this thing, I'm making it 68. Okay.
Fine, sir. Okay.
So now you see only those symbols having an RSI above 70 and above 68 is visible. So I think maybe we both make it 70 now. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And you can see
Yes, sir.
that is already filtered to see both the
70
this is a 5 minute RSI and
and
15
RSA
minute
15 minutes.
RSI. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, while loading, ensuring in my system, ensuring this RSA indicators keep on loading, sir. Why, sir? Hello?
What broker
While,
are you using?
IFL, sir.
IFL. Do you have a paid subscription?
No, sir. Regular, sir. No paid subscription, sir.
You're not subscribed anything, right?
No, in Quantower I subscribed, sir. Whereas for data, IFL and broker I'm using, sir. Data field.
Yeah. Quantower, what subscription you take?
All in, sir. All in one.
All in one. Then it should work. You can check properly. It should work. Maybe you're not doing.
But
You add the way I told you, and you check. Okay. If there is
okay,
any
maybe
issue,
the
let
number of
us know.
scripts is more, I think so. That's why I think.
Yeah, you should
But
not
only
be
I
adding
just
more than 50 to 100 symbols. Not some. We
only
don't
Nifty
recommend
50
you
only
to
I
add.
checked this actually.
Huh?
Nifty 50, only Nifty 50 is no. That one I
It
checked
should work.
actually.
It should work. If it doesn't work, you let us know. Okay. You try it once again. If it doesn't work, let us know.
Okay, sir. Fine. Thank you,
We
sir.
can.
Thank you
You
so
can
much, sir.
let us know on DM us, and we will check what is the issue.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so as I told you, that it's a system level alert. So we don't recommend you to add too many symbols. Again, your computer resources are also an issue here. Okay, so that also you must understand. If you have very low configuration, it is not possible, right? Okay. So any more questions? I think Devanshu has a question, so you can ask the question, Devanshu. I allowed you to speak. You can make scanner for any interval. There is no problem. When you add an indicator, you have the option of adding an interval for whichever interval you want. Like if you want the RSI of 30 minutes, you make it 30 minutes. The RSI of 30 minutes will be visible. Okay. Any more questions? I think some of the option traders, I think I would like to create one option trader alert, something which will be useful when a big volume is made in options. So what you can probably do is, let me create a watch list. Okay, if there is a noise, please mute yourself. So let me add some symbols for options symbols. Okay, so say Nifty 50. So let's look at Nifty 50 symbols of options, current expiry. Okay, so I will do say, right now my market is around 17,500 to 18,500. I'll add all these strikes. into this watch list, I can click on control and add more symbols together. Okay, so control button and click on the symbols to add this watch list. Okay, and add. So I get the data for all the symbols out here. We have an indicator called trade value. Okay, so I add this indicator here. I get a trade value of every tick. So it doesn't matter. I think it doesn't really matter whether it is one tick, but you can add one tick here. So you get a trade value of all the symbols. Why? How you get it? Because of the last size. So last size into the quantity into the contract size. Okay. So these are the trade values that you see here. So now I want to create an alert where I want to see an alert where trade value above 1 crore or 50 lakh. Okay. So I want to do an alert where whenever I see an option chain trading more than 50 lakh worth of value in premium, I want an alert. So I want trade value greater than 50 lakh. So I want to create a message alert. So you can see immediately you will come to know which symbol has done a big volume into this thing in options. So which strike. So you can quickly see the strike 18,000 PE. Okay, did a big trade. 19,000, 17,900 C did a trade. So this way you can track large volumes in options as well. So you can now probably filter to 1 crore premium or something like that. Okay. So this is something that maybe option traders can make use of. So any more questions? Okay, if I want to make 5 screeners, then I have to make 5 watch lists, or from them I'll have to make 1 screener. There is no need for you to make five watch lists. It depends on what kind of screeners that you're creating. If the symbols are the same, then you don't need unless you're filtering it. Okay, if you want to create alerts, there is no need for you to create 5 different watch lists. The symbols are the same. If symbols are different, then obviously you need to make because every depending on the symbols you may want to have different parameters. So yes, in that case you may have to do it, but otherwise this thing. But remember, filtering will only happen for one filter condition. The filter conditions can have and or conditions, but filter will, it is only one thing that you can add. Only when it comes to delta volume, I am not very sure, but let me check. I think the delta volume indicator is not available. No, I don't think delta volume indicator is not available for the watch list. So you can't create that. Okay. Okay. So I think, yeah, that's it from me. Any questions you have, you can reach out to us, and we can, if you have any ideas, you want us to create certain scans, please let us know in the group message with your conditions, and we will create and share it for everybody, or so that all can make use of those conditions. So thank you all for attending this, and do reach out to us if you have any questions.